the under part 11 of the Labor Act 651, under part 11 X1, trade unions and employers organizations. As you can see in 79(1), it says that every worker has the right to form or join a trade union of his or her choice for the promotion and protection of the workers' economic and social interests. That is what the Labor Act 651, Section 79(1) says. In response to Article 24(3) and in response to Article 21(1)(e), that is the reason why 79(1) have been crafted more clearly to be operationalized by those who want to form or join trade unions. And again, as you can see, every trade union under 81, organizational rights, every trade union or employers organization has the right to draw up its constitution and rules, elect officers and representatives. And there will be no, under 128, under section 128, employers have no right to participate in the formation of unions, because the people must have their freedom to do it. And so I don't need to inform the HR, the managing director, that we want to form a union. They will discourage you. They may not even agree, because employers don't like trade unions. They feel they are troublesome. You can go under a tree in Bukom Square and form your union, go to the Labor Department, obtain a certificate, and they will serve the employer. It may not be the best, and it is not the best, but because of the attitude of employers in Ghana, that is the reason why people clandestinely will form a union, and the Labor Department will submit the certificate to the employer, which is not the best. I know it has brought some trouble somewhere in this country now. 2, organize its administration and activities and formulate its own programs. 3, take part in the formulation and become a member of any federation of trade unions. So you can join any group. That's where our conversation is taking its root from. Any federation of trade unions or employers organization, and participate in its lawful activities, and affiliate to and participate in the activities of or join an international workers or employers organizations. Worldwide, wherever you want to go is up to you. Nobody has right to stop you. So you see, if you go to section 81 and read through 1 through to 4, it gives you clarity as to how people can form various forms of, like we have TUC, we have Federation of Labor, and then they form together what we call organized labor. Because of the way it was when we were writing the law, we created space for that. And I'll show you in the law as well. Independence of trade unions and employers organizations. 82. A trade union or an employers organization shall not. Now, because of the Progress Party experience we had before, that is the reason why it is the way it is here. A trade union or an employers organization shall not be subject to the control of or be financially or materially aided by a political party. So it means that the unions cannot themselves form a political party. That's number 1. 2, you cannot also go en bloc, announce to your members that let's go and join and support, let's say, MPP or NDC or Anna Chilmanti's party. You cannot do that. You are prevented from doing that, because now, so that is about 82, section 82 of Act 651. Now, if you come to part, and this is very important, part 13 of the Labor Act 651, we have, for the first time in the history of the whole world, and this is where you will see organized labor activities. All the unions can come together into a conglomerate, if you like, a body, so put together legally to enable them to further their interests, protect their interests, as you can see. Establishment of National Tripartite Committee, and proudly the whole world, Ghana, we are the only nation under the sun to have a legal National Tripartite Committee, as you can see. So there is hereby established a National Tripartite Committee which shall be composed of A, the minister who shall be chairperson, B, 5 representatives of government, C, 5 representatives of employers' organization, and D, 5 representatives of organized labor. So organized labor here means that some 5 people will be selected from the various federations, TUC, GFL, teachers, and so forth and so on, to constitute the 5-member body. Now, if they are well balanced and they are well guided, in these tripartite meetings we don't vote. In this kind of tripartite meetings, this meeting we don't vote, because it's supposed to be speaking from mutually beneficial point of view, an interest-based approach. When we come to negotiating collective agreement, I will show you that more. Yeah, that's why we have them as organized labor, because they are organized labor. TUC, GFL, Ghana Federation of Labor, the teacher unions, even UTAG, even what's the name? The doctors. All of them come together. When they come to, recently, as you got to know, when government wanted to do haircut for their pension, they came together and resisted it. When government want to impose 15% tax on federal tax on VAT on electricity, they came together and said no. And I'll show you where their authority is coming from under the law shortly. So they can always come together, select 5 proper knowledgeable people who understand the nuances of industrial relations to represent them wherever. That's how it's supposed to be. And they have been doing it, and I'm happy they have been doing it, but they have to do more, because if they had done what is supposed to be done well, we'll not have the problem we are having with SNIT now. The misuse of workers' pension will not have occasioned in Ghana here, because organized labor did not represent the total interest of the working people very well. That is the reason, because they should have objected to that right at the board level. Government have no right under the circumstance to be dipping his hand into the pension scheme. They have no right, because it's not their money. It's not their money. It's not government money. It's most unfortunate. But I've spoken to the organized labor people, and they are going to be very careful going forward. Now, as you can see, the tripartite is formed under 112, but the real function is under 113. Functions of the National Tripartite Committee. And you will see the importance of it. The National Tripartite Committee shall determine the national daily minimum wage. And determination of minimum wage is not a negotiation per se. A lot of information should just be shared. Ghana Statistical Service must be present. Ghana Revenue Authority must be present. And Department of Labor will be present. We share relevant information about certain situations we have in Ghana. On the basis of that, we will determine the appropriateness of what the national daily minimum wage should be. If you look at the present circumstance, economic circumstance, what it means is that organized labor is not fully representing the total interest of working people. That's what it is. Because the kind of inflationary situation we find ourselves in, the kind of debilitating economic circumstance we find ourselves in, I mean, by now, our minimum wage should not be less than maybe 30 cedis. But that's when the poor person can survive. But it may be difficult also for some employers to be able to meet it. Maybe that's the part of the reason, but generally speaking, there's no country that is free. So Ghana cannot be exceptional.